Ardharam Vishnam Shashivitnam Chitubhujam Prasannavadanam Jayet Savevigno Pashantaye Guru Bhyastad Guru Bhyascha Namo Bhakamadeemahe Vranimahe Chitat Rajo Dampati Jagadampati Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Harihi Om Harihi Om Harihi Om. By the merge of the inhale with the exhale, by the merge of above to below, the descent turning into the ascent, but the descent first, then ascending, by strength that is utterly receptive in the yogas of participation in the given reality. Then comes forth the nurturing flow of life, known as, in the ancient world, of Ganesh, the power of life that removes the obstacles from our inner and outer pathways. This is Ganesh. Ganesh, a very kind man who gives what's needed in the abundance that is life. But it is understood that this union of inhale with exhale, of strength with receptivity, is the means of that participation in the given reality, in the power of this cosmos that brought you here in the first place and that presently sustains you, that power. And that's what we need in our bedrooms, in our houses at this time of extreme difficulty in the human life, in the pandemics of racism, the pandemics of virus, the pandemic of aggressive groups opposing and cancelling out each other by mere belief systems, when it is plainly obvious that we are one life on earth. There is one reality arising as stars and planets and Mother Earth and you and me. One life is happening, and this one life is a miracle. You cannot account for reality arising as a hand moving, or a stone on the beach, or a bird, or sunlight on the water. The utter beauty that is our existence, that is the natural world, unspeakable beauty is happening right now, always happening. And guess what? You are the beauty. You are the beauty, not the dreadful, insidious beauty of magazine world, of media made up image that makes women and men so miserable because their minds are trained to compare themselves with an image of beauty. No, you are the beauty. You don't have to make yourself beautiful. You are the beauty of life itself. I'm sure everyone has noticed that everything in the natural world is unspeakable beauty. Well, guess what? You are of the natural world. And at this time of fear, of limit, of mass patterning that is on us in politics, and in racism, and in public health, and in sexism, and in attractivism. There's another word for you. It's another prejudice, attractivism, judgment of yourself and others, and the social ideals of what is beauty. It's an dreadful, insidious imposition on the human life. And then there is ageism. That's another one. So the only prejudice that's somehow still vaguely acceptable, to be a prejudice against your own aging. No, you are life itself, and you will be life unfolding forever. There is an eternity of life that is springing forth as the seen condition. And we can either identify with the imagined separate object and the imagined knower of the separate object, that object, subject, no, the mind, or be what you are, life itself, reality itself, the power of this cosmos that is eternally springing forth, that is your own life, that brought you forth and is presently here. I had one guru say to me, "Here is God. Here is God." I was quite young. What? There is God? What does he mean? There is God. Because I had also been conditioned as God, the knowable God, the God as other, that was created into power structure. Orthodox mind that controlled the public and trying to know God. You don't have to know God. Here is God. What could create this? What has created this? What is creating this? What is your breath? What is your life? My teacher used to love saying, he would point out that in Rome, the word for breath was spirit, spiritus. And he used to say, that's all it is. It is spirit. Only that, sir, he would say. That's what the breath means. It means spirit. And he used to point out that our human, orthodox power structure has abstracted this idea of spirit, of something that you have to feel or you have to get to, or abstract God as something that you have to get to or realize in some future time through some arbitrary effort or struggle or self-improvement, towards this idea of a future God realization. And he would say, what is the tangible? What is the wonder of your own existence? What is it? What is your life? What is your breath? What is your sex? And so forth. And he used to like to point out that there is a means to embrace reality itself, what is life itself. And we need this now. We need the time of our pandemics of virus and racism and climate chaos and everything that is upon us. There are some obstacles in life, and our fear is valid. Our anger is valid. Our pain is real. Our grief is real, and it's all right to be in these real emotions. We are connected via these real emotions. But please let us move through them and not get stuck, habituated to any one particular emotion, like habituated to anger or fear or pain, and get to grief. Because we say in grief, there is compassion for ourselves and everybody in this world that's been dished up a very shoddy deal in life, a very shoddy deal. So compassion is due to every person. Every person. Compassion is due. There's a sequence of emotions, you see. You know, yoga and spiritual life is not to bypass or dissociate from these very real emotions in this order, in this sequence, which is first, the very first one, of course, is numbness. Now, numbness is a completely valid response to life based on what humanity has done to humanity. It is a valid response to be numb. And then there is fear. And then there is anger. Very valid responses to what has been dished up to the human life. And then there is pain, unavoidable pain of life. Then there is grief, and in grief come the very valid and necessary siddhis or gifts of moving through this sequence. Get to grief. And in grief, there is compassion for yourself and everybody in life. And then there is forgiveness. Life is forgiving, forgiveness in your families, to your ancestors who didn't know what the hell they were doing, And then there is love, which is the intrinsic connection of all things to all things in the one reality in which everything is happening. The one reality in which everything is happening brings us into an intrinsic harmony with each other and with all creatures, great and small. So that is the sequence of emotions, valid emotions. Numbness. I had one lady in a yoga class not very long ago burst out into tears, and she said, "Thank you for explaining to me that numbness was an emotion, a valid emotion. It's whatever you're feeling, it's completely appropriate that you're feeling it. It's completely okay. But it is said, don't get stuck, habituated in any one particular feeling. Predict the next emotion that's coming along very quickly. If fear and anger is necessary, we've got to get away from the bear, or if we get too close to the bear, we've got to fight back a little bit, protect ourselves. They're natural functions of the organism. And then pain is very real. My teacher used to say pain is the healing function of Mother Nature. Where there is pain, it is actually healing happening on us. And grief, of course, is appropriate for what we're going through. So get to grief. Get through the emotions, let them occur naturally, predict the next emotion coming along, which is senior. Like if you're angry, it's because there's pain, very real pain. So acknowledge the pain, get to pain. Be willing to be in the pain when there's pain. It's not a matter of spiritually trying to bypass it, Get to grief, get to compassion. And this yoga that we do is compassion for yourself, compassion in life for yourself and your family, who are the beneficiaries of your yoga. Your family get the benefits of your yoga. So it's compassionate for them too. Your community get the benefits of your yoga. So I want to recommend to you in this brief little auspicious, precious meeting that we have, I'm going to teach you a little yoga practice that came from my teachers, from Tirumalai Krishnamacharya and his son TKV Desikachar. We put a book out called The Heart of Yoga that some of you will be familiar with. And in those lives, those wonderful lives, we say Krishnamacharya lived 101 useful years. And in that lifetime, he brought through the yogas from the wisdom traditions that flourished for 900 years between the 5th and the 14th century, and they were universal to all religious groups and all points of view of that ancient world. All, Hinduism and Buddhism adopted these yogas as what he called the practical means to actualize the beautiful ideals of culture. And it flourished, but then it got pushed out of society. Society invented, male orthodoxy, power structure, the perfect person that implied that everybody else was not perfect. And it was a way of an instrument of public control, you see, of everybody busy in whatever the arbitrary disciplines of being obedient to the perfect person, or the priesthood of the perfect person that came hundreds of years after the perfect person, And that built civilization and got us in the mess that we're in. The righteous, use of metals from Europe, where they could go all over the indigenous world and destroy indigenous cultures everywhere and enslave the people, destroy the indigenous value systems and way of living on this earth, and got us to where we are now. So they didn't want yoga because yoga empowered the individual. Yoga makes a person autonomous. You see, when you realize that you are indeed the power of this cosmos, you are the power of the cosmos. This is not a spiritual idea to make you busy trying to realize it. No, it's a plain fact that you're the power of the cosmos. It's not a piece of poetry for you to go, whoa, that's amazing. You're the power of the cosmos. No, you are actually the power of the cosmos. You don't have to realize it. You are it. It is given. See? It's yours. And this power of the cosmos is arising as a pure intelligence, how the body is functioning, heartbeat, breath, sex, eyes perceiving, ears perceiving, hair growing, mind that can think. Mind, how beautiful mind. There's no problem to mind. Mind can think and mind can communicate. How wonderful. You see, you are that. And what we need right now in this imagination that we are somehow all separate and we have to sort of aggressively cancel each other out, one party, one belief system over another belief system, and nothing ever gets done. Nothing really happens, but trying to bring each other down. So we need this yoga of participation in the given reality that is life itself. Now, in a simple way, we need to empty what is in us, empty what is full, the stuff that's in us, and we need to empty it out. And we need to receive what is empty, right? Receive what is full. Empty what is too full and fill what is too empty, right? We need to do that. We need to go to the window and get some air in and get some light in and Inhale, exhale. The most vital thing of this matter is that where the inhale merges with the exhale, where strength is utterly receptive, inhale, exhale, is the hridaya, is the heart, the seat of the mind, from where the mind arises, from where the whole body is arising in the nurturing flow of life. You see, male and female came together in that spark of life. Your mother and father were instantly created, and the nurturing force of life began to flow as you. You are that. Synchronistically, in the nurturing flow, you appeared, you see. And right now, you are appearing in that as that. And it is blooming now as the whole body. See, these pranas, prana, a word that means the flow of the heart, the nurturing of the heart, the nurturing that is life itself. Life is nurturing. There is this flow. And your yoga that I'm about to teach you, and that I'm going to ask you to do every day until we meet again, is your participation in the heart's nurturing and the flow of life that is reality itself. It's the practical means by which the ideals of faith are realized. That's what it is. And it's kind of necessary to do. Otherwise, you're making philosophy. Otherwise, you're creating ideals that are not yet realized. Krishnamacharya used to say, to be given inspiration, but then not have the practical means to actualize that inspiration is you're worse off. If you've been inspired, you must be given the practical means, which is the pre-doctrinal yogas of each person's actual participation in reality, in life as it actually is. And then the ideals that are otherwise just a language game are then actualized in your own embodiment. And in health terms, emptying what is full and filling what is empty, releasing what is old to receive what is new, is yoga. And that anybody can do it. You don't have to be flexible. In the way yoga has been popularized, I hear it again and again. People say, I'm not flexible enough for yoga. And those of you who have tried yoga and done the popular styles, well, good. Now you put these principles in to the style of yoga that you've become familiar with. And here are the principles. One, down from the mountain, we went to Mount Kailash, where Krishnamacharya lived for 7.5 years, and he got this. It had been, made invisible to the public for hundreds of years since the 14th century through male orthodoxy. And he found it in a small, isolated sort of hermitage setting in Tibet, and he stayed there 7.5 years in his youth. And he got it, and he brought it down to Mysore, and there his mission began. And that was, the promise to his teachers to bring yoga to all the people. His own guru of the 10th century, Ramanuja, said there must be yoga to realize God, to realize Advait, the non-dual state of not two, only one reality in which we're all appearing. There must be the male-female collaboration of equals and opposites, where one empowers the other in a constant, endless, eternal, mutual exchange of empowerment, which is the nurturing force of life itself, which is the substance of all existence, has been taken off humanity by male orthodoxy, this obsession with ascending and not descending. And we must correct that now in our own embodiment, to descend, to receive, see. And that's what we're going to do. That's what he taught. And regretfully, this got made invisible again through his life and after his life by the bravado of turning yoga into gymnastic obsession, into fashion and lifestyle that occurred in the popular ideas of yoga. Now, if we've enjoyed those popular styles, whatever they might be, fair enough. No praise, no blame to anybody here, but we put these principles in to the yoga that you know and love, then it will make it entirely your own. It'll make it efficient, powerful, and safe to do this. And for those who haven't done a yoga, I want to assure you that anybody can do yoga. There's advanced yoga for perfect beginners, and this is what we're going to do right now. And I want you to do it every day for 10 minutes a day at your home. The paradox of this very difficult time is that yoga was always a home practice, always something that you did in the sanctuary of your own home, personal practice in the temple of your heart, right? The temple, the whole body. That's what it was. And anybody can do it. You don't have to be flexible. Yoga must be adapted to body type, age, health, and the cultural background of each person. And that's what you can do. And let's run through these principles, and then I'll leave you with them to practice at home on an ongoing basis. And if you forget what I show you, you go to the heartofyoga.com, and there is an online immersion. If you're having a hard time, that so many are right now, you don't have to pay for it. Just get it and do it. Do your yoga. There's an esoteric secret of yoga. And Krishnamacharya didn't know much English, but he knew these words. And the secret was, to get the benefits of yoga, you do your yoga. Do your yoga. Emphasis on your, not somebody else's. And these are the principles to make sure that it's your yoga, right? So here we go. Could everybody please stand up? And I want you to take a little pause and put your feet parallel on the floor and shift your weight gently to the front of the foot with your toes active and your heels light on the floor. Heels on the floor, but light, so the body weight is through the front of the foot. And I'd like you now to put a little micro bend in your knees, soft knees. And I want you to soften your hips, just a feeling of softness. I want you to lift your sternum up very high and imagine a spring on the top of your head that's pulling your head slightly skyward, slightly. So there's a lifting here. And I want your gaze to be straight ahead, not up into the sky, not down into solid objects, but like you're looking at the horizon, the distant horizon. Just gazing. Shoulders dropped and soft, elbows soft, wrists soft, finger joints soft. Beautiful. This is called Samasthiti, and there's a little pause from your everyday life activity to the doing of your asana. And you might be listening to some music or looking at something beautiful in the garden or looking at a picture of your guru, your teacher, your Christ, the cross of Christ, whatever is your cultural familiarity, your Ishta, your chosen ideal, acknowledging that you and the ideal are one reality arising. This yoga comes from a culture where the God and Guru, your spouse and your body and the whole elemental world that the body lives in and depends upon are all one reality. One thing happening. Just a little pause with that acknowledgement in Samasthiti. Now I want you to inhale and come up and look up and see the hands. Inhale. And then exhale, bring the arms down again. And do 4 simple breaths like that, please. Inhale, come up. See the hand. Exhale, arms come down. Inhale, arms come up. Pause. Exhale, arms come down. Now, this first lesson here is the secret is that the body movement is the same as the breath movement. One thing happening. Inhale above. And exhale below. Like that. Now, I want you to do that with this Ujjayi breath, sometimes called ocean breath, the same breath that the body uses when you fall asleep. There's this sound here in the larynx. It's that sound there, like the ocean. Like that, not this. Universally, people cannot easily inhale. They make a muscular struggle like that. And I want to hear this. So it's as if you're bypassing the nostrils, not really, because the mouth is closed. But could you bring your hand up here and tuck the chin in, because that helps. And don't try very hard. Just make a little soft sound there in the chest. Inhale above. Exhale below. Good. Now with the arms, please. Inhale. Sound of the throat. And exhale, flatten the abdominals. Inhale above. And exhale below. Inhale above. Exhale below. One more. Make your inhale sound the same as the exhale, ocean breath. Good. What you're doing is just, when you lift your arms up, you see you give more space in the lung cavity. So the outside air pressure easily pushes the air into the lung and you get more breath. There's very popular forms of yoga that ask you to fill up the abdominals first, like filling up a pot of water with the abdominals in the midpoint and then the upper point. But this is the reverse of that. And I just ask you to try that reverse if you've been used to the other way. The Shivananda Swamis, that's what they taught. And Krishnamacharya's work is quite different. These yoga tantras of descent and ascent, see? So try it like this. Inhale from above, all the way down to the base. Exhale from below and all the way up from the base. Just do this with me. Inhale above. And exhale from below. Inhale above. Fill up the upper chest first. Exhale from below. Abdominals go in and up. Pushes the diaphragm up and the air out. Inhale, the chest expands first. The abdominals come out secondarily. Exhale from below. The abdominals go in and up. And we ascend. See? Inhale, receive, descent, feminine. Exhale, ascent, masculine. But one, there's not one without the other. Strength that does not receive destroys itself. This is what humanity is up against. We must receive. Inhale, receive. Exhale, strength from below. Beautiful strength, but strength receives. Now, just what I'm doing here is just to indicate to you that this is what asana is for, this participation in the opposites, in strength that is utterly receptive of the inhale with the exhale. And as I said, where they meet is the heart, the source of all life, the first cell of life that appeared when you appeared, that now blooms as the whole body, the seat of mind. The mind is made clear in this process and is then perceived to be arising as a function of the heart or a function of life itself, not a dissociated life of its own, imagining separation from object, from other, presumed other. This is so vital in the human life right now. So here we go. Inhale from above, exhale from below. Ocean breath, sound at the larynx. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale, receive from above. Exhale, strength from below. Right. Now there's another. Turn the next page in the yoga textbook. That is that your breath envelops the movement. If this is the body movement, this is the breath movement, right? So I inhale, then I move, and I'm still inhaling when the hands come together. I pause, exhale, then move. This is what I want you to do at home tomorrow morning. Inhale, then move. Pause, exhale, then move. So these principles can be put in all the popular styles of asana. They need to be there, particularly everything that derived from Krishnamacharya, the teacher of all the teachers, the teacher to Mr. Iyengar and to Mr. Joyce, right? They need to be there. Strength receiving, bandha, body, breath, mind, seamless process. Bandha is intelligent cooperation of muscle groups. Exhale, in and up. Bandha, you see? Pause after exhale. In and up. Mula bandha, Ujjana bandha. Inhale. Pause after inhale. Jalandhara bandha, the head lowered to its source, to the heart, the mind given over to life itself. The heart served by the strength of the exhale, and at the top of the inhale, the mind able to relax into reality itself, life as it is. Right? This is the purpose of asana. Now we take these principles and we put them into all of the asana, all of it. So here we go. Inhale, come up, pause, and exhale, forward bend, come down. And pause after exhale. Inhale, come on up. See the hands, start the exhale before you move and come on down. Pause after exhale, soften the knees, soften the neck. Inhale, come on up. All right, I want you to do 2 more breaths like that in your own time. Exhale, go down, soften the knees, soften the neck. Inhale, come back up. The arms bring you up. The inhalation brings you up. See the hands, soft shoulders. See the hands. Exhale, forward bend down. Soften the knees and neck. In asana, we keep the joints soft all the time. We never ask the joints to do the asana or take the weight of the body in asana. Keep the center of gravity through the front of the feet. Inhale, come on up. And exhale, come on down. One more, the inhalation brings you up into a back arch. The entire back arch is inhale. Start the exhale before you move and come on down. And now you're in forward bend. Stay in stationary forward bend, Uttanasana. Knees soft, neck soft, and in the natural elasticities of the body, stretch deeper in the exhale and ease on the inhale. Deeper on the exhale and ease on exhale from the base. Inhale into the upper chest, ease the forward bend. Exhale from the base of the body, the exhalation being served by the body going deeper. Inhale, easing the forward bend. One more time. Exhale, go down, pause. And inhale, come on up. And pause. Exhale, stretch further. And inhale, come on up again. Finally, inhale, right up, stand up, see the hands, and bring your hands to the heart on exhale. Good. If any questions arise, I don't want you to stop practicing because I'm not sure how you're going to do it, but there's a facility here where you can ask a question on the YouTube comments. And we might have a question and answer session at the end if there's any fiery burning questions. Good. Inhale, come on up, arch right up. Exhale, forward bend, come down, pause, and stride back, 1 meter back with 1 foot. And inhale, come on up into a back arch, into Virabhadrasana. See the hands above. Start the exhale before you move in. Come down again. Keep the legs soft and comfortable. No struggle in the legs. Equal weight through the front of each foot. The forward knee soft, not more than 90 degrees. All right, now do 3 breaths like that. Inhale, come on up. Arch right up, see the hands. Exhale, forward bend, come down. Pause. Inhale, come on up. And now stay above for 4 breaths in the same breath ratio that you established in the movement. On the inhale, increase the back arch. On the exhale, increase the strength through your legs, through the feet and legs and abdominals. Exhale, strength. You see, inhale, receive, increase the back arch slightly, keep the shoulders soft and dropped. See the hands above. No struggle, no gymnastics. Just the breath moving as strength that is utterly receptive. The breath being the central feature and purpose of the asana. All right, and on your next exhale, come on down, pause, and stride forward after exhale. Stay 1 inhale, 1 exhale, and inhale, come up again into standing, and bring your hands to the heart, exhale. Beautiful. So we did 8 breaths in Virabhadrasana, 4 dynamic movement, 4 stationary. All right, here we go again. Inhale, come on up. Arms bring you up. See the hands. Exhale, forward bend. Stay 1 inhale, 1 exhale. And stride the other leg back, 1 meter back. Equal weight through the front of each foot, toes active. Inhale, come on up into Virabhadrasana. See the hands. Deep exhale, forward bend, come down. And do 3 more breaths, moving, whole body movement, whole body prayer to life. Inhale up and pause. Exhale. Come on down, pause out after exhale, abdominals in and up. Inhale, receive, the whole spine receives, the whole spine inhales, the whole body inhales. Start the exhale before you move and come down, strength. Pause after exhale, inhale, come on up. Pause after inhale. Now stay 4 breaths in the same breath ratio that you established in the movement. Increase the back arch on inhale. Increase the strength through the feet, legs, and abdominals on the exhale. Never go to mere gymnastics of struggling with the body without the breath. Yoga is not about achieving pre-designed structures. It's not about putting straight lines on the human body and angularity. The human body has no straight lines. There are no straight lines in Mother Nature. We are all curves and spirals. Good. And on your next exhale, go back to the forward bend, come down, strength. Pause after exhale and then stride the feet together, stride forward. Stay 1 inhale, 1 exhale. And inhale, come on up, standing, inhale up. See the hands. And exhale, bring your hands to the heart. Beautiful. And a resting breath. We let the heartbeat and breath return to normal after each asana. If we checked our pulse, we might see, or it'd be good to see, because this happens, that the pulse rate actually slows down to slightly less than it was before you did the asana. Good. Now inhale, come on up, arms bring you up. Exhale, go into forward bend. Now I want you to stride back to down dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. And inhale, bring your knees to the floor and look up, arch into Chakravakasana or cow pose. And then exhale, go to child pose. Deep crouch. Inhale, come back up into Chakravakasana, cow pose. Exhale to down dog, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. So here you've got a little vinyasa going here. Inhale, cow pose, knees to the floor. Exhale to child pose. Inhale to cow pose. Exhale to down dog. Now stay in down dog for 3 breaths. This pose, there's only 3 asana where all bandha are active. This is one of them. Shoulder stand and Mahamudra. The others. Inhale. Let me hear the inhale in your throat. Chin slightly tucked in. And exhale, abdominals flatten in and up. Inhale above. Exhale from below. Equal weight through the feet and hands. Spread the fingers in all directions. Weight through the front of the hands, not a dead weight through the heel of the hands. Heels close to the floor, knees soft. Good. And on your next inhale, come back into cow pose, knees to the floor, arch. And exhale to child pose. And rest again in child pose, resting. Good. If your knees are comfortable, sink into the legs, sink into the floor. If your knees aren't comfortable, be easy, don't force it, just get comfortable in a kneeling position. If your head is not reaching the floor, make a little mound of your fists and rest your forehead on your hands. Observe the natural breath. Observe the heartbeat. Observe these rhythms of life that are always on us. Ishvara Pranidhana. Dana means to give. Your prana, the flow of your heart, the nurturing flow, give them to Ishvara, which is the whole cosmos, the absolute condition of reality itself. All tangible and intangible conditions given over to that, the one life that is all, that is all. Ishvara Pranidhana. In religious terms, Ishvara can be translated as God, as the source of all, the source of all appearance and appearance itself, given over to that. Good. Now, please, lying on your back, just roll over and lie on your back, and we'll proceed. It's a little strange for me because I can't actually see anybody, so I'm doing my best. I'm visualizing you and timing your movement. We're all doing our best on it. Now hold the knees, bring the knees into your chest. One hand on each knee. Now on inhale, put your feet on the floor, close to the body, and arch your back from the floor. Inhale, come on up. Lift your back off the floor, arms come over to the floor behind the head. Pause and exhale, come down and bring the knees into the chest. Hold the knees. And inhale, arch again. Inhale, come on up. Arch the back from the floor. And exhale, come down and hold the knees. Inhale from above, arms come up over the head. This is the universal bad back practice. And exhale, come down and hold the knees. One more time. Inhale, come on up. Now stay there for 4 breaths in the same breath ratio that you established in the movement. Inhale, increase the back arch. Increase the pause after each inhale. Exhale, flatten the abdominals. Inhale, increase the back arch. Pause. Exhale, flatten the abdominals. And one more time. Inhale, increase the back arch. Increase the pause after inhale. And exhale, come down. Hold the knees. And rest. Holding the knees. Resting. Resting. Observe the natural breath. And I want to point out to you that this asana that you're in right now is called Apanasana, is an inversion. For most of the population, this is the most useful inversion. Just legs above the trunk like this is very calming for the heart, the cardiovascular system, to reverse the constant downward pressure of gravity by having the limbs above the trunk. The heart gets a good rest, very calming on the system. So please teach your mothers and fathers and grandmothers and grandfathers to rest like this. A little bit of moving and breathing, then resting with their legs up like this. Even legs on a chair or a bed, resting. The organs are relieved from the constant downward pressure of gravity. It's the best thing you can do for them. They're in a better relationship with each other. Good, and please stretch your limbs out and continue to rest in full Shavasana. Let your mind wander around the body, scan the body, and see that each part of the body is given over to the whole body. Rest each arm in the whole body. Rest the whole head in the whole body. Rest each leg in the whole body. So be the whole body. Because you are the whole body. Let stillness be the context of the whole body, that everything is happening in stillness. Always, actually. Give this to yourself every day. If you let your mind wander over to the skyline, to the place of the trees and the mountains, the light on the land, the silhouette of the hills or mountains on the skyline, and feel the stillness there that's in the land, in the trees. And know that that same stillness is the stillness that's in your body. Let that stillness be the context in which everything is happening. Each leg, each arm, the whole head, even the sounds you hear, and the thoughts that you have are happening in that stillness. And please notice there is a kind of power in that stillness, a strength. Shuklam Bhardaram Vishnam Shashivetam Chitubhujam Prasannavattanam Jayet Savai Pashantaye Guru Vyastad Guru Vyascha Namo Vakamidimahe Ranimahe Chitat Rajo Dampati Jagadampati Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Harihi Om Harihi Om Harihi Om. Good. And would you please gently roll to one side and come to a sitting position? And resting, sitting, notice that there's strength now in the system. Strength ascending, base and spine strong. It completely supports the soft crown above. The whole front of the body utterly soft and receptive. You cannot tell where strength ends and receptivity begins. It is one system. There is no left without a right. There's no strength without receptivity. There's no above without below. All opposites arise from the heart and return to the heart. Please give this to yourself each day, this participation in life as it is. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for letting me come into your house. I don't know, everybody's been practicing and very attentive. I don't know if there's been the mind for any queries, or if there is anything, we can spend a few moments. But you might be a bit mindless by now. We'll just wait and see if anybody's had time to.
Can you tell us where you are located right now?
Oh, right now, I'm happy to tell you I'm on the international date line, where the meridian, where I can have 1 foot in on Tuesday and 1 foot on Monday. And we have east to one side and west to the other. By the way, we're doing these weekly class twice a week on a platform called Yoga East West that I can recommend to you. Beautiful teachers there, friends of mine. And I'm really happy to be able to work these time zones where we have the Americas on one day, and then we have Europe and Africa like that on the other day. Anything else?
Any other question?
Is there anything? We're good?
What advice do you have for total beginners?
Total beginner. Thank you.
It just says beginners. I added in total.
Oh, total. What we have just done is what I call advanced yoga for a perfect beginner, actually. This merging of the inhale with the exhale and using the strength of the anatomy to participate in the breath is definitely advanced practice. You see, this is a point that Krishnamacharya would make, is that nobody is restricted from yoga. If you just lie on the floor and go inhale, pause, exhale, pause out, inhale, open the chest, maybe exhale the knee into the chest, pause like that, inhale, exhale. These simple movements, you see, is the advanced yoga. It clears the mind, and the union of opposites reveals the source of both. It reveals the heart. It reveals the flow of life, the nurturing flow of reality itself. Life is nurturing. It reveals that to you. So you don't have to do any sort of, like so-called advanced gymnastics or difficult stuff to get the full advantage of what yoga is. So that's what I recommend. You start where you are and don't push yourself. Just be with your breath and do the movement that's right for you. And our course called Immersion into the Heart of Yoga on the heartofyoga.com website goes into all of that. It makes it easy for you. And like I said, anybody can have it. You don't have to pay for it. We want everybody to begin this practice and do your own practice at home. That's the big message of today. Anything else?
Thank you so much for joining us, Mark. Must be Justin.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for letting the light come down through the glass tubes into your house. I appreciate it. Your house is a sanctuary. Your home is a sanctuary. Your body is a temple to your heart. One lady, she told me that she started her yoga just by doing the online course, and she was in lockdown with 2 children, and she was very frightened, and she started her yoga, and she realized that her home was actually indeed a sanctuary. And she started to relax in her body and in her own home, and she felt much better about the limitations that we have right now, and started to enjoy her family again. So please do your yoga at home. All right, thank you so much, everybody. See you. Much love. Thank you.
All over the world, there is deep trouble in feeling isolated and lonely. And if you would go out and tell them, please, that they're the power of the cosmos and they have every right to be here as much as a Pohutukawa tree. They are life itself. I belong because I'm alive on earth. It's valid for me to be this life that I am. It doesn't have to be authenticated by any process or any spiritual standards or any criteria whatsoever. They're life, you know? You're alive as life. This body is in profound relationship with all kinds of tangible and intangible conditions. I am that. You are that. Everybody's that. You know, like, please, let's allow each person to have their birthright, which is to be intimate with the existingness in which we find ourselves, that we are, you know. And yoga is only participation in that.